right, everybody. Let me know if the volume is fine. AJ had to go pick his brother up at the airport, so we are just going to community free for all.
Yeah, Bo, you sound fine.
On Telegram or on YouTube, Joe?
Hold on. Okay. Telegram, you sound good. Can you say something else? Telegram, you sound good.
Hey, Joe, how's it going? How do I sound on YouTube today?
A little bit low, but not bad.
Okay. Let me see if I can adjust those settings. It seems like I have everything to the max. Shoot. Okay, let me see. Maybe this will. Is this a little bit better? A little bit better? YouTube?
Yep, I think it's good.
Okay, cool. Did you hear what I said, Joe, about AJ is not going to make it tonight? So, just be a total question, or whatever people want to talk about is cool. No worries. And
yeah,
this reactor rollover, right? Let's not forget that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way the launch went, and I was just talking to AJ, as he was telling me he had to go pick his brother up at the airport. But he said that if he recalls correctly, that the reactor has more in it on day one than the detonator did, and there's more people in it too. So we'll have to find some metric and go back and look. And if anybody knows, feel free to shout it out and let us know. Which I'm sure we can go back in the block and look. Can I do something for a better video quality? There is echo in YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube defaulted to 720, but there's also 1080 available. The picture looks good on my screen.
Okay. I don't know why there would be any echo. I have headphones on and my mic is set.
I think if people don't mute YouTube and they're watching Telegram, they'll get a feedback.
Technology, yo. It's tricky, sneaky. Oh, hey, John.
Yeah, so we had 365 people in the detonator.
Ooh, nice.
It's now 378, but 365 and 365 ROI. I thought that was pretty cool.
Ha! Yeah, that is neat. I'm nerdy like that, so I like that. I was going to say to John Mardell on YouTube, I'm just about as high as I can be in terms of volume, unless I want to blow everybody away on Telegram.
So don't forget, people, you can click on Bull's name or anyone, and you can adjust the volume up and down from there if needed to kind of balance it.
Because it really is hard to get everybody dialed in and perfect. There's just too many different devices, and if you're, like you said, Joe, if you're listening on Telegram or YouTube and my experience is not unique, because I've asked other people that do these YouTube live streams and Telegram at the same time, and it's the same regard. If you're in South America, if you're in Korea, just lots of choices, lots of devices, lots of mediums. So yeah. So it looks like we're gonna have a lot of lottery winners today in the reactor, which is awesome. 4 winners.
Yeah, there's a little correction on that. I made a little mistake last night.
Yeah.
Charlie scored it, and so did Randy. But because I know we have a big LP from the Treasury,
Yeah.
117, which puts us into the 4 winners.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, because of our initial pool balance,
Yep.
it's got to be the lesser of the two. So even though AJ and the team put in a lot,
Mm-hmm.
that's to bolster the contract and to help us get off to a good start.
Yep.
The first rollover will result in only 1 winner because
yep.
of the pool balance.
Okay. Yep.
See that? You hear that, Bo?
I did.
That's my new alarm I set. Now I got 2 alarms.
Yeah, that's a nice sound. I mean, very light and lilty, and let you know. Kind of a little clock.
So, how many times did you compound yesterday, Bo, on the reactor? Not as bad as when you started Detonator, right? You kind of learned to ease off.
Yeah, 100% accurate on that one, Joe. I was a compounding fool because I was like, that's what everybody in the chat was saying, and I had no experience. So I was like, okay, ding, 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 and then like after 20 compounds, it's like, hang on a second here. How much am I getting charged? How much am I making? Oh, okay. This isn't really the smartest thing to be doing, but I think it was initially that kind of that slot machine mentality at first that everybody's like, go, 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 go. Compound, and so it was fun. It was probably worth it just to be like watching people, the excitement around that. And last night when the reactor launched, I was on the voice with LA, and she was nervously, I think like everybody, just kind of before the contract opened, just kind of nervously waiting to see what how it was all going to work out. And once you got your deposit in, you're just kind of waiting like for those other deposits to start coming in. You're like, oh my gosh, look at this, look at the LP is just growing, just like crazy. And so it's a really fun time. It almost like if you could do a launch like that every day, that would be so fun. But I realize it's not really sustainable, and if you did it every day, everybody'd be like, another one of these, boring.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, when you compound your rewards, especially if it's a juicy amount, you definitely see your daily burst go up, which helps you earning rewards going forward until the rollover. Or even after rollover if you got some more rewards. But yeah, you got to balance it because there's always that gas tax that you got to take into account that you're talking about.
That's right.
But 5.5 minutes left to roll over. Just wanted, and someone can correct me, but this is all still new to a lot of us, and we're still sorting through the nuances. So forgive us if something is incorrect. We'll fix it. As far as kind of what some of the parameters are, but that multiplier is basically if you compound 1 LP into the detonator, that gets you a 1.01 multiplier in the reactor for compounding. So it's a 1-for-1. And if you deposit 1 LP in the detonator, you'll get a 1.01 on deposits into reactor. So that's why at the bottom right where it says multiplier, you might see 1.02 if you've done both. But that's the breakdown. It's a 1-for-1, depending on if you deposit or compound in a detonator.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly 100% accurate. Spot on. And so as we've said too, Joe just mentioned, like this is all like a work in progress, and to gain clarity, like there will be there could be a misspelling in the white paper. There might be an inaccuracy, but nothing is obviously intentional. It's just a matter of like when you're getting something done, and you proofread it 6 times, and sometimes it just slips by you, and so I know the team is very diligent about putting out as close to possible, perfect as possible, but being absolutely perfect is impossible. So, uh, you know, I would just caution everybody to say, okay, well, that's not how it was. Well, this, even the big corporations, when they print off a sale, an ad or something, there can be an inaccuracy in there. So there's I just want to kind of reiterate, like, nothing that none of that is intentional. And so we do, from the community side here too, we do as best of job as possible to make sure that everything is clearly explained and understood. And sometimes there are just little things like that fall through the cracks, and because when you're talking to a coder, they explain something that in a way that makes sense to them from a coding language, but when you go to write that down on paper, it might not translate perfectly to what they said. And so there can be unintentional miscommunications just because of the style of language, that that translation from one thing to the next. And but at the end of the day, as I said, that the document is it's always going to be a work in progress. And as anybody that's read it can clearly see, as the community kind of comes up with new definitions or understandings of parts of the ecosystem, those things get added when they get I should say popularized, or that's how the vast majority of the community understands something. So just like a law is put into place, just so people know, that's actually how laws are made. Like, people have an understanding of how something works, and there's a general feeling of how it should work, and then it's codified, and then it's written down, and boom, then it goes through that process and become a bill. That bill becomes a law. Just like here, like we say, code is law. So when Jake explains something, and we maybe don't write it exactly like how he might explain it, he'll come back and tell us, like, okay, this is actually the proper explanation for it. So, but as I keep saying, that's all going to be a work in progress, and we do our best job here in the community to educate and help people in the best way, or the most effective way that we can.
1 minute.
Yeah. So, Joe, did you want to know how many times I compounded yesterday? Let me look.
Did you count? Counted now a little bit early. I didn't do the full lemon squeeze. I did a 45 second. And it went through.
Nice. Okay, here we go.
All right, our first full day rollover. Good luck, lottery people.
Just if I'm just looking at my rolls, I think 11 times.
Okay, the
18.
team wallet took it. 117. Nobody challenged that.
Nice.
Oh, the winning now is gone.
Oh, that's right.
So we got a 12.14, Charlie, on the win.
No, it should be twice that.
Yeah, but
But let's see here.
24.
yeah, but the lottery winner is not 20 LP.
Someone already put in 0.43, get their 50 tickets.
Ooh, that was fast. Man, these people are fast around here. You know, when they say the wild wild west, it is kind of true. Like there's a lot of gunslingers around here. Like bam 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 bam. Let's see here. Is everybody furiously checking the blockchain right now?
Yeah, Bull, I'm using your referral code on the reactor. Okay.
Oh sure, whatever, man.
There's no referral code, people.
That was the first time Joe ever told me he would use my referral code. So perfect.
I'm going to use it every day.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That will all work out. All right. Huh. Interesting. Sometimes it is a little fun to look through those wallets and see, you know, like what the people are kind of into. Let's see here. Okay, what else we got going on today, people?
Yeah, I got a question since you mentioned it. Hi, guys, first of all. So, since you mentioned the referral system, if you don't go to the link exactly to the referral link when you compound,
Can you guys hear him?
the other
Little
person doesn't work. Does it get the the benefits from the referral system?
Only fresh deposits. There's no referral rewards for compound, and the link it's semi sticky. So they would if you give your referral to somebody, it's best to tell them to bookmark that. So anytime they're coming in putting fresh deposits, they want to click that bookmark to ensure you always get that referral.
Well, that's annoying.
It is, it is, but with the amazing coding that's going on here, I'll live with that.
Yeah, sure. I get it. I'm just saying it's.
Plus, it's every time they make a deposit, not just the first one.
Should be sticky though, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know how that's coded or whatever, but when you give your referral code to somebody, just tell them to bookmark that. They don't always have to use that just when they're putting in fresh capital.
Hey guys, my understanding of it was that the reason it's not sticky is to give people the ability to do different people to get that. If it was sticky, then that meant every deposit you made, that same person would get the bonus. Whereas if this allows you to put in different people. Like I know Bull does sometimes does that as a way to help community members out. So that gives him the ability to do that as opposed to it always going to just one person.
That's a good point, Kurt. MAA. I guess I never thought about it from that perspective of yours, because like Kirk mentioned, I usually am doing it to different people all the time. So it's all copy.
I'm pretty sure AJ mentioned that once as a feature, not a bug.
That's yeah.
Well, what if they can make it so that you have the last referral code that you used as sticky, and then you can just change it.
Well, I don't think we can answer. We can answer for them. So.
Yeah, that would be a question for Jake, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I just threw it out there. It got quiet.
What was the question? Didn't hear. What did he say that Kirk answered that maybe only Jake can answer that? What was the question?
The question was, could he make it so the referral code was sticky unless you used a different referral code?
Yeah, like you
Like
can
it-
add like an input box where you can write the person's address that you want to be referred as, and if you want to change that, just click on it, delete it, add a new one, and that's it.
You can bookmark.
Right, that's what I said for the solution,
Okay.
Charlie.
Yeah,
You just have them
Okay.
bookmark it.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's nice that we can get a referral, 3%, from unlimited people and unlimited deposits from the same people. So I think it's one of those things where Jake doesn't need to go above and beyond to make it hard coded, because sometimes you got to do a little bit of work to get a reward, but it's not that hard. It's a bookmark. I think
Well,
there's
and then
more
I
more
think
things for him
I
to
think
focus on.
Joe, I think more importantly, it's great that it's set up that way, because somebody might come in with a decision to support someone. I mean, you see it in other projects or whatever. You get a buddy code, and you know what I'm saying. They say, "Well, I'd rather support someone else." And once you're in there like that, you're stuck like that. Having it this way, you can make it so if you want to, give someone else the referral, you can give someone else the referral. It's nice that it's open for change.
Yeah, 100%.
And then if the person if you give your referral code to someone and they really are interested in supporting you, it's something small to click a bookmark.
Absolutely. So the multiplier reactor, if you activated it with Detonator, is still going to show 1.01. But as soon as we roll over in the detonator, you would have to make a fresh compound, or a compound or a fresh deposit, or both, to get the multiplier to show up in reactor. So the rollover of detonator will reset that.
Of one full LP, correct, Joe?
Correct.
So Joe, this is Joe. Mine did not reset. It still show 1.01.
Yeah, it's going to happen at 8 o'clock Eastern.
With the detonator.
So
Reset. Okay, I see.
with the detonator, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. That's what I was saying, just for clarification, because I was confused yesterday. I thought it was reactor rollover, but it's actually detonator.
Right, because it's based off of that contract that's communicating with it. So that resets the day.
I'm going to need a couple of weeks to get my rhythm back, because reactor threw me off. I'm like, I feel like it's first day on the job. I'm like, where do I go? What do I do?
Joe will give you 24 hours. That's enough.
24, that's all it takes?
For you, yeah.
I'm just interested how many times you're going to say detonator when you're talking about reactor.
Oh my gosh. Like AJ, I mean, I'm doing that constantly. And I like that we can put DET as an abbreviation for detonator. Reactor, what do we put? REA.
Joe, do we know who won the Win It Now? Because I
Oh.
tried. And,
Yes, we know.
Whenever
We,
it was lost.
we won't tell
I'm
you,
sure
but
Charlie-
we know who it is.
Charlie,
Charlie, it's
always
not you,
knows.
right?
Hey, I know
It
it
was
is.
so fast. I mean, yeah.
I mean, you can check
I
the
thought I was
Telegram
fast.
chat. If you check the Telegram chat, you might have a clue. But I won't tell because it's not my job to tell who won what. But just check the Telegram and you might have a clue.
Okay, fair enough. I just know I was so fast and this guy beat me. So I'm like, wow, this must be someone, in the system. I have two systems.
Yeah, but-
I have two systems setting up, and one system only for that, nothing else. I clean the system, clean everything. I use the fastest network and everything, and still didn't make it.
Yeah, don't worry. The winning now is gonna be here tomorrow, and I'm sure you're gonna have to battle for it tomorrow also, and if not tomorrow, the day after, because it's a good deal. It's 2% of the pool balance. What was the actual number? Let me check. 24.29. So yeah, you deposit. How much is in dollars? Just to be fair.
About 23,000, maybe 23,000.
$21,000, and you receive $21,000 in eShare BNB LP. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal, and I'm sure if you want it, you're gonna have to battle for it. But don't forget the snipe also. Sorry, goes to 3% of the pool balance. So it's gonna be an interesting game. Of course, nobody was about to outsnipe the treasury for yesterday for the rollover. But yeah, for now, the winning now and the snipe, depending on how much you're willing to put and how much risk you want to go also. 2% and 3% right now, I think it's affordable for a lot of people, I'm sure. But it might be a battle for both the winning now and the snipe for the next couple of days, maybe weeks, I don't know. Because I think people are very, very interested in for those two, especially with the. I'm gonna use a small pool balance, even though it's already at over 1 million. But yeah, have fun looking for that tomorrow, and I hope you get it, guys.
Well,
Yeah,
Charlie, I
definitely,
think, Joe,
Go
I was
ahead.
saying, I think the older guy should get like 5 milliseconds, advantage or something.
What you call older?
Over 40, over 50, we can have different.
I mean,
scale.
I'm not in a position to make that decision. So you got to check with Jake when Jake or AJ when they come back, if they come back tomorrow. But I don't think it's gonna work out, my friend. You got to battle.
So either. I'm just kidding. It was a joke.
Yeah, I know, bro. I know.
So this is a good one to see the whale tax on the reactor because our pool balance is smaller and number of people in it. So if you go under view leaderboard under protocol overview, you can see the top wall at the treasury there, AJ. He put in a lot of LPs to start this off, and you can see he's at 10%. So even if he went for largest deposit and went in now and things like that, not that he would, but if he did, this is a good example of how the whale tax works. He's at 10%, which puts him at a 50% whale tax. So his daily burst gets a haircut in half of what the rest of us would earn from a percentage standpoint. What is it, roughly 2% now? So half of that is taken off and not claimable either through compounding or through withdrawals claims. So pretty neat to see how that's working when we start off right now with a smaller pool.
So are you going to snipe Joe soon?
No, I don't want my chair to be too high. I'm scared of getting harpooned.
Ah, so what you're telling us, you learn like bull about the role, you learn about the tax and from Detonator. Is that what you're saying?
A little bit. I'm more of like, I'm gonna sit back a little bit and be a little patient, and just kind of watch things go. I don't feel a need to jump in with both feet like I usually do. So I'm just gonna watch a little bit.
Yeah, I think there is like 20 wallet who are over the 1% share. I think last time I checked, I think. Yeah, 21 wallets are taxed.
Yep. Unlike Detonator, which you've only got a handful there over 1%. What do we have there?
Handful or one?
Only 3 people over 1%.
Oh, still 4.
Yeah, it's the number 4 guy dropped down to 0.982.
Oh yeah, 3.
Yep.
So that's a good point, Joe. I didn't even think about it. That you don't want to get to the top of the pool because the well tax will get you.
Yeah, you don't, but you do. Like early on, it still makes sense to snipe or win it now because, I mean, you're getting free coins, and even though you're getting half of them, well, if you're AJ, but say anyone else getting 30%, you're still getting a big prize. So it's okay to take the haircut. But at the same time, you know, if you wait, the pool balance will be bigger too. So it just depends on short-term versus long-term goals. But either way, with under 400 people in this, I mean, this is a baby. So we got in super early. We're going to be able to compound, get all those instant rewards from people coming in. It's a beautiful thing to see.
And the LP is cheap.
And the LP's cheap. Good point.
Also, today, isn't the general the general public getting access to Reactor today? It wasn't yesterday.
I think you're right, Josh.
No, it was yesterday. It was yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday.
Yeah. Open 10 minutes after rollover of Detonator, the public opening for Reactor. The jump in the date was just about the UTC, but in time it was only 10 minutes after rollover, and it was 20 minutes after Nano.
Gotcha. I see that now. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we talk UTC, and UTC was just the jump in the date. But if you look Eastern time US, it was like only the real 20 minutes between Nano and public.
If Jake wanted to be a real, you know, I don't want to say the word B-buster, he would have put the reactor 2 minutes before the detonator rollover. You're going to see everyone scrambling. Compound on both in time, hoping no network failures or ledger issues.
Yeah, but again, I mean, can you imagine if we have not? It's not a secret anymore. But if we have more Detonator on other platform or whatnot, like every hour you get something. I mean, come on, we got stuff to do.
365 times 10 projects.
Yeah, but it means 10 hours of compounding. I mean, one time every 10 hours, and I don't want to do a 10 AMA also. So
exactly. It'll be interesting to see what impulse time is.
Yeah, and I was thinking other services, but I didn't think impulse. Damn, we're gonna have 3 on our own already. Damn.
4.
Yeah, too much, too much good stuff. Is it possible?
Yeah, just think if as Detonator as a service, if there are 10 other protocols using that, look at the revenue that will be coming into this protocol. So if we have to mentor or help out protocols for a few weeks, a month, whatever, that's the price that we'll pay to make sure that because clearly, all of anything like Joe said, this is like being day one on the job, and so you got to find that rhythm, and nobody really jumps in and knows everything, and so you have to kind of find your footing, and right, it's about like you kind of, Joe, you mentioned it, and I'll just point it out, this why haven't you jumped into Reactor, even though you know so much about the detonator, is like you're looking for your footing and finding a balance and seeing like right now there's 380 users in the Reactor, and so I think just kind of perusing a bunch of different groups, that's what a lot of people do, is just kind of, it's a little bit of a wait and see, and then people kind of jump in, and then it's a little bit more and a little bit more, and people want to see how it plays out. And we could go back and look in the different telegrams and see how it was with Detonator when it was launched, and people were probably, you had a core group of people that were really excited about it, obviously the people that were in EMP at the time, but when we just, if you were to go back and look at those telegrams, I'm sure you'd find the people that were saying the same type of things that people are saying right now about Reactor, like, well, I'll just wait and see how it pans out. Like, there would probably be some talk about like the market conditions, or impermanent loss, or any number of things. But I would venture to say that the talk would be very, very similar to prior to Detonator launch, and during the launch, and then days after, and then weeks after. It's just there are always market cycles, because it's not really based on anything much else than people's psychology. So you're going to see that up and down, and it doesn't really matter too much about what the product is. It's people always will act the same. And so people will come, they will kind of pile into Reactor. It'll be, I'm sure the growth curve will look very, very similar to Detonator. But there are a few different dynamics in Reactor, as we were kind of mentioning earlier on. So it could grow a little bit differently, but I would imagine it will be somewhat similar. Anybody else still here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was on mute talking to myself.
Okay.
I said that, yeah, definitely you can see the benefits of going into Reactor early with instant rewards. Mm-hmm. And every day is a compound on your compounds. But so I definitely went in, but I saved some LPs on the side in the farms to earn, which is beautiful. I mean, they're not sitting in the wallet doing nothing. They're earning every day.
Yep.
And then, I can compound in for tickets. I can compound for tickets and also earn tickets through daily deposits as I start to formulate what's the best strategy. But yeah, definitely getting in early is huge benefit for sure. So.
Yep. And I'll just point out, like I said, I was on the phone with LA when Reactor launched, and it would have been it'll be interesting to see if we can get one of these like right during an AMA to see people's initial reactions, because I think most people have that initial like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, and like you're just kind of nervously anticipating that countdown timer. And I know I still had that same feeling that I did in Detonator, but I knew what to anticipate. So like when we see that first Detonator as a service launched, all of us will probably be like, oh, okay, well, this we know what to expect, and practice, that repetition really, kind of hones your senses, and I'm really excited to see, what gets rolled out as these Detonator as a Service, because, for all the people that are here on the call, the people that are, have done the Detonator, have done the Reactor, they're going to, kind of have that inside edge to know how it works, maybe, to how to jump in right away, or like as Joe was saying, kind of wait to see how the dust settles a little bit, and then kind of jump in. And it's interesting from that perspective, because even though you might have somebody that has the same bag size, they'll have different strategies of how they're going to do it. And one person might jump in and put in 20 LP yesterday, and then just see what the would be happy with the yield on it from yesterday. Another person might wait and say, okay, I'm going to wait to try to snipe. I think Florida Joe kind of mentioned that, where somebody hit that win it now really, really quickly, and then so he's going to be ready tomorrow. And I'm sure you can correct me if I'm wrong, Florida Joe, but
don't tell everyone. Come on, I mean, this is our secret.
Okay, nobody is doing win it now tomorrow. Nobody.
Please.
Yeah, right. Okay, awesome. And so it is really interesting to see how people just have all these different strategies, and I think maybe something that could be overlooked, but maybe it isn't, maybe people really get it, is that the synergy between Reactor and the eShare BNB farm, and Detonator and the EMP ETH, and the fact that you can bring that out of like Detonator and stick it directly in the farm, and not suffer any type of real impermanent loss, and the ability to kind of just put it like in a recyclable loop, and put it in the farm and then earn eShare, I think is going to be extremely powerful moving forward, because now instead of just having it on one side, it's on both sides. And I am really excited to see the strategies, and I know I keep talking about this, but it's a thing I'm really, really interested in, is to see just how one person does it and then another person does it, and then how people share. And like Joe, where you were mentioning it's your first day on the job. However, I can guarantee you, prior to your first day on the job, you were thinking about like, okay, how does this work? How can I utilize it best, according to the strategy that I like to follow? And I imagine other people are doing that same type of thing. And because we have sort of that template on the other side with EMP ETH and the Detonator, I think we can see similar type of strategies. But because this side of the ecosystem can be utilized in a different fashion, so that it's it doesn't have a negative impact on the system, I think there'll be slightly different strategies here, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. And it'll take a little while, because it's the same protocol and they kind of feed each other. So it will be interesting. I'm going to count on Florida Joe to kick me back some strategies. Is that a deal?
Yeah, sure. But if it'll work, let's say for all night it's working. I don't know what else I can do. Maybe I get my wife to push one monkey and I push that. No, it's the ledger, I think, what slow me down.
You're a 3-time lottery winner, right? 2 or 3?
No, two lottery.
Oh, 2.
Two times lottery winner, and twice I had a big deposit. So I'm not complaining. I like it. I still like it.
That's good.
And, we never won tonight. Hey, good luck for him. He was the best player of tonight, of today. You know, he deserves it. But my time will come. I know it.
Excellent. Someone hit me up in Discord that won the lottery 4 times. I wanted to reply, you don't need help. You're good to go.
Yeah. Tell me
You're
what
good to
you're
go.
doing. Tell me what you're doing.
Seriously. And I don't think they had like 50 tickets or anything crazy like that. It was
Right.
just luck of the drawer. But the good thing for them, it allowed them to obviously have an explosive balance, do a 6-1, put some in the farms, balance out their nodes. So it was all good.
Yeah, it's I'm never like envious of somebody else that wins or because at the end of the day we are going to have, you know, multiple winners, a few winners, whatever, and it like you said, Joe, it's the luck of the draw, and sometimes like it just doesn't work out. Like it's really high odds, like somebody won back to back, like that's, I mean, crazy, but that's just how like numbers work sometimes, and sometimes people will be like, well, that just doesn't seem right, but you know, that the whole contract is using the Chainlink VRF for randomness, and you know, it's hard to argue with something that is the industry standard for randomness, and so for me, at the end of it, you know, I always want to be happy for the people, because that's what this protocol is really about, is you know, kind of changing lives, be it if you win the lottery or if you're learning stuff here. And there's a whole lot of things here to be very excited about, and yeah, it's great to win, you know, the lottery, the raffle, the daily draw, whatever you want to call it, but there's more to win here than just that. And I you know, if you just look at the 365 nature of Reactor Detonator, I mean, that's amazing in and of itself. The fact that it's, you know, tied to ETH, you know, on the Reactor side, look at you know, it's eShare BNB, you know, incredible pairing there, and so the ability to put it in farms, recycle it, and like everything is a win here. It's just how you utilize it. So I often try to, you know, remind people that you shouldn't be angry about something, and because it makes you focus on that and waste energy on that. And in crypto, I would never spend any time looking back about like being remorseful about not doing something or envious about something, because that's all wasted energy and time on something you can focus on the positive. And the fact is there's a lot of things to really learn here and focus on. So the best course of action is to be, you know, really happy that people won, because number one, that's it's a great advertising tool for other people that aren't in this protocol. It's great for the person that won, because you know, they might be somebody that really needs it in their day to day for any number of reasons. But the fact that all of these opportunities exist here in the ecosystem, and all you really have to do is interact with them, and any of these things can really kind of be life changing here, if it from, you know, farms to Detonator to the people you meet. And but you have to interact, and you have to do the things, you have to get on the, you know, the calls, you have to be in the channels to actually interact. And so yeah so I'm just rambling now, so
No, it's all good. So yeah, here's a good example. I actually wasn't good about tracking my history, but when my son started in Detonator, I know I shared on a few AMAs, but just to give you an update on what you're talking about, he hasn't won the lottery yet,
Yep.
But he's just been using the Detonator, and he started with 7.5, and he did that over a course of 5 days, so 37 and a half LPs going in. At the time, what were LPs going for? They were going for like $31 or so. So he what do you call it? He stopped at the at the 5th day, and then he just compounded every day. And right now, so that gave him a max payout of a little over $4,000, $4,400 when he started. As of today, he's up almost 74% from his starting LP. So his 37.5 is now 65.1. So he's up quite a bit in 76 days. So, I mean, not 1% a day, but not too far from it either. So that's, compounding right at the very end, getting any instant rewards, and just keep compounding every day. So yeah. So right now his max payout on today's value is almost $11,000, and it was 44 when he started. So even with, this red bear market, I mean, look at his ETH exposure. It's just exploded, and this is 3 months into it, a little over 3 months. So imagine 6 months from now, where it'll be. So pretty exciting.
So the question is he using your Reactor referral code?
Of course.
Perfect. And
but you know what?
Yeah.
He's getting the benefit of, I was giving my referral code to some other people I helped out, but now I gave it to him for a few days. So
Nice.
he gets to enjoy that little bit.
Yeah, good, man. And that's what really, it's about. And I know, Joe, you not only, give strategy to people like in the community, but you give them little perks too. And that's really, a special thing about this community is helping one another, really in all regards. And I know I feel very fortunate to be, part of this community, and, to be on these AMAs, and to have the floor a lot of the time. So yeah, thanks to everybody for being a part of that. And I always like to reiterate that anybody really can do this, and you might be here day 1, day 50, whatever. That really doesn't matter. It just matters the contribution that you make here. And that's what AJ really sees, is people that make contributions, people that do. He, as far as I'm concerned, like, he's not looking at the size of people's bags. He's looking at the people that do things, as the people that, like, he's probably taking calls from, that, he's responding to it, because he says it from a protocol standpoint, like, with like VIP and Army and like the node whitelist in this case, that the system wants to reward the people that that are working for the system. And it's really easy to do. And I would imagine most of the people really kind of start out here with, that the same type of mindset, that I'm going to come in here, I'm just going to earn. And I think there's something a little bit contagious about some of the people here, that you're like, I want to talk to this guy more, or this girl more, and see what they have to say about, this topic or that topic. And, next thing you know, you're talking to these people every day, and, you're kind of brainstorming about, like, what can be improved in the ecosystem. Then you're messaging, AJ or Jake or Marty, and saying, hey, what about this? What about that? And great thing is, these guys always respond. It's not, when I've talked to other people here, when they've been on other projects, and, have sent, detailed plans to other project heads, and they don't hear anything back. And I don't want to, really beat the drum too much on this, but, I've heard that AJ, gets, hundreds and hundreds of DMs every day, right? And he responds, or tries to respond to everything. And keep in mind, this guy is doing this all, like moving his mouse with his mouth. So you might hear me get a little defensive or like saying, you know, like when somebody says, well, I don't have the time, I can't do that. Well, come on, that's bullshit. You don't want to do that. And if you said you don't want to do that, I would be like, okay, cool. Fine. But don't give me, you can't do that. You don't have time. You know, I'm not here to judge you, but in this case, I probably am judging you slightly, but if you would just say, I don't want to do that, you're not going to hear anything from me. But if you say you can't do it, well, then I don't know what to tell you, because you're trying to make yourself fail before you even, you know, take that first step. So I know me, how I feel about it, and anybody that comes into this protocol that wants help, there are literally hundreds of people here that will bend over backwards to help you. But we can't click buttons for you. We can't make you watch videos. We can't read things to you. You actually have to commit and, you know, do the work or the homework, however you want to look at it. But we genuinely, and I can say this, I think from my perspective and a number of other people I know that I've talked to, we want you to genuinely succeed. And I'm sure there's hundreds of other people here in the community that can echo this and feel exactly the same. It might be a bit selfish because we know if you win, the ecosystem's going to win and we're going to win. However, I think it's actually more genuine than that we actually have so many people here that are kind-hearted, and, you know, they want to help and they want this to be a better space. They want crypto in general to be a better space, and, you know, they're putting that belief into action and not just sitting on the sidelines and saying, oh man, I wish this was a better protocol. I wish this was a better place. But I just don't have the time. I just can't find the time. If you can come here and type, I don't have the time, you have the time. And so please take advantage of the resources here, to help you. But we can't make you do those things. Only you're going to be able to, you know, motivate yourself. But you're not going to find a better community here that really truly wants to help you. And because I'm saying this, I should caution you to watch out for scammers that are probably going to DM you because they heard something on the AMA. But so every question here can be asked out in the open. Everything can be answered out in the open. And that's the best way really to do things until you actually get to know the person that you're communicating with and you know that they're not a scammer. Then I'm sure after you spent time interacting with them through DMs frequently, it'll evolve to calls and then probably Zoom calls, etc. And so, but the best really chance for you to succeed is by really making a true investment in yourself and not just throwing money in here and saying set it and forget it and F it, whatever happens. Please don't do that. Make the true investment in yourself like you want to succeed, and will yourself to succeed by putting that belief into actual action.
Yep. And if you have LPs and you want that cruise control lazy method, there is something for you, and it's called auto vaults, right, Paul?
Yeah. Something like learn or earn while you learn. Some tagline like that. I think I've heard.
Yep. But even when you get past that earning while you're learning, I mean, magic is magic. I mean, talk about the perfect name. There was someone in Discord just saying they threw it in magic from day one. And they're just blown away by what compounding did for them by just letting magic do its thing and run 24/7.
Hey guys, Hot Llama here.
Hey, buddy.
Hey guys, been a while since I've been really on the live AMAs. It's been timing's been tough. I do join and listen, but usually
I think you've been avoiding AJ on these calls, Llama.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I have another commitment, and then like right around 7:30, I free up and I join. But by then we were getting ready to start talking about getting into the rollover. But been a really cool week, man. I'm psyched about the new academy coming. I'm sure AJ and Kirk are gonna do a great job with that, and can't wait for that. And man, the reactor is just like cool stuff. I wish I was able to jump in and join some of these calls this week, but man, yeah, it's cool, man. Like $1 million already in there, like it's crazy, it's awesome. And hey, I was wondering how we're gonna handle doing the rollover for Detonator and Reactor in these AMAs. Like how are we gonna do that?
AJ's a machine. He'll get it done. So 6:45 Eastern Standard Time. He'll kick it off with rollover for a reactor, continue with the AMA, and then close it off with the detonator rollover. But yeah, it'll definitely be action-packed, full AMA. So it'll be cool.
Yeah, good stuff. So do they roll over at the same time or different times?
No. So we already had the rollover for a reactor. It's 1 hour earlier.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yep. So it happened 47 minutes ago, and then.
So we'll start the AMAs with that, and we'll end with the detonator. Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. You got it. Nice little sandwich, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, cool. Yeah. The reactor is really cool, man. That's like I think, it was talked about a while back, and I kind of, or at least somebody leaked some alpha on it, and maybe AJ, and I knew there was something coming, but like I was really surprised to see how quickly it just like bang, like we talked about it. Next thing it's live, and there's $1 million in there. It's just it's really cool, and I'm pretty psyched about it.
Yeah, that exceeded what I thought the pool balance would be on the first day. I mean, not even the first day, the first few hours, which was pretty amazing. So, yeah, really impressive.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, my dog is.
You guys want to talk about the lottery for a second? I gotta work on something quick here.
Yeah, sure. Charlie, you up for it? Or LA, whoever?
Detonator daily draw, baby.
We all like hearing LA's voice.
And
Not that we don't like your voice, Charlie. We like your voice too.
No. I'm
I'm driving on my way home from the air, so I'm gonna skip this one for now. I'll just.
I guess we're stuck. All right.
Now go ahead, Joe, because I'm chatting with I'm chatting. So go ahead.
I got a little something real quick.
All right, Kurt.
Yeah. Hot Llama mentioned the Academy, and this will be on tomorrow's DeFi debrief, but we're moving back the launch of the new Academy from Friday. What originally was going to be this next Friday, and then now it's going to be the following Monday. So just a few more days. I've gotten stuck on, well, not stuck, but the reactor came as a surprise to me as well as everybody else. So
talk about a Kurt, not Kurt.
So I've been scrambling to add stuff to the Academy in the detonator section to add the reactor to it. So it's taken me a little longer than I thought. So Monday.
It'll be worth the wait. No.
Yeah, Monday the 5th at 5 p.m. UTC. It will be live. And then actually at 9 o'clock at 9 o'clock UTC, it'll be open for VIP and Army to get in there. And then at 5 o'clock, it'll be open to the public. So that Army and VIP will have like a full business day to look at it before it goes live to everybody else.
So Kurt, is your plan to have the Academy 100% done on the launch, or is this going to be like 90%?
Well, the core Academy, yes. Meaning, all of the elements all of the elements that need to be there, meaning basically the way it's set up is there's like a little bit of an overview to start with it, and then it goes through every component in the system, one by one, farms, detonator, reactor, nodes, bonds, all that stuff. And then within each one of those sections, there's sort of some education about that particular section of the protocol. And then there's how to, literally click here, do this kind of thing. And then in each section, the end of each section is actually what's called best practices, which is you, Joe, and I having a conversation about that particular section and you educating us on what best practices are. So that happens throughout the entire series. And so that whole thing will be done on launch. But then we've got plans for a lot of other stuff like continuing education and, we're going to do a whole series. There's a guy named Chris, who I don't know how many people are familiar here, but he's already involved. He's a guy in the UK, and he's already involved in his own project, bringing like complete newbie people into EMP as a protocol. And he's going to do an entire series specifically geared to the new newbie, meaning I don't know how to use MetaMask. I don't know all that kind of stuff. So that'll roll out not right away. But so anyway, to answer your question, just the core academy is going to be at the launch, which will get you your certification. And then beyond that, it's just going to be a living, breathing kind of thing.
Oh, that's excellent. It sounds really exciting. I'm sure you have it on next level, just like your DeFi debriefs. Very impressive stuff. You do an awesome job. And we're very appreciative to have you here. And yeah, I can't wait to watch those videos.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Hey,
Yeah, so
Llama,
Detonator.
are you looking at YouTube right now?
I'm back and forth between yes. Let me see. Hang on.
Can you pick a name off of that list for me? Just any name.
The list went away.
In the comment section.
Oh, and hang on. Yeah.
If you hit it top right, it should say show chat.
Yeah. What are you looking for? Well,
Pick a random name. I think he wants you to do.
Yeah.
Anthony.
First name that jumps out.
Anthony Rose.
Yep. One other than that, because he's going to win one LP for just responding in the comments.
How about Jim Beam? Jim Beam.
Yep. All right. Jim Beam.
Ooh, the suspense.
Yep. Oh, so you guys keep talking. Sorry. Just talking.
Yeah, no problem.
We need
so Detonator.
Two more names, but
Yep.
Yep.
2 more names.
Yep. Who's on the call? Can somebody pick a random name for you from YouTube for me?
Okay. Stefan Grabski.
Okay,
Grabski.
okay, there
Charlie Thomas.
we go. That is a good.
Joe PV Trader.
New guy, I guess.
Little under 4.5 minutes. Everybody compound. Get in your rewards. Largest deposit right now is 66.19, but something tells me that will probably not hold. Based on that current largest deposit, it's a 300 LP win, but we'll see where it lands at the end.
Indeed.
Bull, you need one more name?
Yeah, I do. Hang on. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. One more.
John Mardell.
All right. So everybody's name that was on this list just won 1 LP. So
Nice. That's awesome.
What LP? EMP?
yeah, I'm sorry. Yep. Thanks for the correction. EMP ETH LP. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Congrats to those guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, Joe, give us the speech about the lottery for Detonator.
Gee,
You didn't.
you got me. You got me last minute here. It's 3 minutes left to compound before the rollover. Detonator is our 365 in addition to our brand new reactor. Both are 365 but different LPs. Obviously, Detonator is EMP ETH LPs. You put in LPs, you get out LPs. Reactor, it's LPs and LPs in, LPs out, but that one's our BNB and eShare LP. So right now, pool balance is 111,400. That's looking good. Just went up a little bit to 111.5, and we've got 4,200 users in that. So just think of where Reactor will be in a little bit. Oh, I got to hit compound now on one. Hold on. Don't want to miss it. And then, yeah, how does everyone like that deposit growth graph that Jake put in? Pretty cool. I love it. I know it's still a little new, but it's looking good. All right, 1 minute. Charlie, I'm sure you'll give us the play-by-play of any new snipes coming in. And let me switch here.
Well, now we can see it on the UI, so it's even better for everybody.
Exactly. So just about 1 minute. So remember, after this rollover, if you want to add a 1.01 multiplier, you got to put a fresh 1 LP deposit, or wait till you accumulate 1 LP on the compound, and that'll get you a 1.01 on the compound per reactor. So they kind of work off each other. 55 seconds.
Compound.
Okay. I'm going to wait for the 30-second to compound on this sucker. All right. Ooh, we got a 73.71 coming in. 16 seconds. I'm sure we're going to have another one. I think we broke 300.
308.
308.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
308.
There we go. 308. I think that's going to take it. So counter's at 0. It's got to populate.
491. Sorry, I don't know if you make it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he did.
It shows
I'm hitting
that as the
refresh
winning
right now.
yesterday, so he did make it.
You did, yeah.
Oh, the last second.
Wow.
I love this.
491. Yeah, he
Okay.
made it. So if you go on the bottom right to protocol overview, view largest deposit, hit yesterday, you'll see all the last minute snipes plus all the additional deposits for the day. So really healthy for the pool. And winners. Okay, we do have our winners down there. None of those numbers look like mine, so oh well.
So good night, everybody.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Nice healthy day of sniping though. Looks good.
Yeah, definitely. We are, our pool balance shot up. We're at 113,000 LPs right now. So good day in the detonator.
Yeah, I got a question. So on my detonator rollover compound, I compound over 1 LP. And so shouldn't I see multiplier as 101 in reactor, or when does that happen?
No, now we start over with the new clock. Yeah, sorry, Joe.
Right.
Sorry.
No. Go ahead, Charlie.
Yeah, no, I don't get it.
Okay, so the clock for both, and actually for the multiplier, it's starting over each day at the rollover of Detonator. So now we start a new fresh day about the multiplier. Now, if you compound 1 LP inside Detonator, except for small people, you gotta wait a little bit. But if you compound 1 LP in Detonator, but remember that you have 23 hours to compound 1 LP, because in 23 hours you're gonna have the rollover of the reactor. So if you compound 1 LP inside Detonator, you're gonna activate the multiplier for reactor compound. All right. If you deposit 1 LP right now, in the next whatever, 1 LP inside Detonator, you're going to activate the multiplier of 101 for the deposit of reactor. So basically, if you deposit 1 LP right now, you're going to see your multiplier go 101 for the deposit inside reactor. And as soon as you're going to compound 1 LP in Detonator, you're going to see 1.01 multiplier for the compounding of reactor.
Yes. Okay. So, but what you're saying though, then the strategy is going to need to be for me, because see, I do my compound like at the last minute. So what you're saying is I need to do that earlier if I know I want to make a reactor deposit, because I don't have time. If it resets, I do it and 10 seconds later it resets. So I don't have time.
If you want to make a deposit, in a reactor, you need to make a deposit first inside Detonator.
Yeah, and you have to do it with but you have to do it with enough time, because like what I do, like I said, I did my compound like with 10 seconds left. And so
but again, it's a compound. It's not a deposit. It's a compound.
I thought compounds
it's even
count.
different.
No.
So Kurt,
we have 2 multiplier.
One for compound, one for.
So Kurt, this is what I did. We just rolled over a few minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. So right after the rollover, just a minute ago, I deposited at least 1 LP into the detonator. When I went to the reactor, it said 1 on the multiplier. I refreshed the screen. Once my deposit hit in detonator, I got a 1.01. If I go in the bottom right of reactor, it says multiplier drop down. So now I see a 1.01 on my deposit multiplier. And then my compound still says 1. So I have to wait till I accumulate 1 LP in my pending rewards in the detonator. Once that happens, I'm going to hit compound tonight. And then that way I can get a 1.01 for the reactor for the remainder of the time until the next rollover of detonator. But you're right. The strategy would be to deposit and or compound as soon as you can after the detonator rollover to get maximum benefit of that multiplier in the reactor.
Right. Yeah, I got the deposit part. It was the compound part that I was confused about. I thought they both acted the same.
I did too yesterday, and then Jake clarified it. So it's pretty nice because we're getting rewards for both compounding and for deposits. So yeah, good.
Yeah, I think I got it now. Thanks.
But your overall multiplier can only be 1.01. All right, because on overview you have multiplier, and on the right bottom you have multipliers where you have 2 multipliers, so the compounding and deposit. But in overview you're gonna have the multiplier singular, So this one can't be 1.02. It can only be 1.01, but it doesn't really matter, if I can say like this. What do you see, Joe, on the overview multiplier? 101 already?
Yeah, 101, and as soon as I compound, it's going to say 102 as the multiplier on the top, and then when you click the expand, the drop down is going to say 1.01 for each. So the 1.02 can be a little confusing, but that just means you hit the 1.01 for both compounds and deposits.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're right,
so
Charlie.
you might
It doesn't mean
see
you're earning
1.02
1.02.
Yeah. You might see it, but it's not the. So we need just a couple of days for people to understand that. I'm sure, like any new stuff, that might be a little bit complicated, but yeah. So you have one multiplier for compounding, one multiplier for deposit, which both are related to the same either depositing and compounding from Detonator on a new 24-hour clock of Detonator. That's important because as soon as Detonator rollover, those multipliers goes back to 0 in Reactor.
Charlie, do you know the answer to this? Can you stack your deposit or compound?
Yes.
To get one LP? Yes.
It's
okay.
cumulative. Yes.
Okay.
And you
beautiful.
can also accumulate. From what I understand, you can also accumulate compound. So if you compound 0.5 and then you compound a few hours later 0.5, you will have accumulation of 1 LP compounding, which means that you're gonna at the moment you're gonna have 1 full LP or more. You are able to have the reactor multiplier for compounding.
So is that 1.01 for each in effect for any deposits or compounds you make in reactor for that until the next roll? Sorry.
The detonator rollover.
So it's not just for one. Like if I want to do multiple deposits, they're each going to get the 1.01, right? During that time.
Yeah. If you have the 1.1 multiplier and you decide to do 5 deposits in that time frame, those 5 deposits gonna have the multiplier. Yes.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
And so the idea behind that is obviously to reward people that are committing positive actions within the ecosystem, not penalizing the people that aren't, but rewarding the people that are.
Yeah, that's good that they're cumulative, but just so people know from a strategy standpoint, it doesn't make sense to compound or deposit a half a LP or break it up. You're not gaining anything because you got to pay gas 2 times instead of just once for each. But it comes down more to like if you did it, you just realize it wasn't wasted. You can add to it to get to the full 1 LP, or if you had to bring in more money to get to the 1 LP.
Yep. And so obviously this is all going to be a learning process because the people on here didn't know as of a couple days ago or last night. And so now that we know, the people that are here currently know, and, might need clarity again tomorrow. But inevitably, I hear a lot of people say that the AMAs can be repetitive, and it's true, but you have to consider that there's always new people listening every single day. So, according to the YouTube analytics, we keep adding new people every day. So if something is repetitive, it's not meant to be monotonous and boring, but it is meant to so that we can keep pushing the same type of message out to the person that's here yesterday and the tomorrow. And so we always kind of want to have that uniform message regardless of the day. And the simple fact is that new people come into the protocol every day. So at times things will seem repetitive and boring, but that is so that we know that when people come in that they're hearing the same thing every single day. But that being said, unless anybody has anything else to say, I'll end the stream and then I will end the Telegram call. I don't think there's much else that we can talk about tonight, unless the people have questions. But if you do, feel free to ask them, and I'll be happy to stay. AJ will be back tomorrow if that was going to be a question.
All right, Bull. Thanks.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yep. Good night, everyone.
Llama.
Have a good
Kirk.
evening.
Good night, everybody.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We'll do this all over again tomorrow. AJ will be back. The captain will be back in the captain's chair. The stream will probably be better, etc. He'll be able to give you any Alpha Gravy news that he's working on. And I think that's it. Yeah, so get outside, do something, go do some yard work. I don't know. Anything, just always remember, don't get too addicted to crypto and make silly decisions. It's best to step back sometimes and just get outside and do a little bit of something. So we'll see you tomorrow, everybody. So good night. Good day wherever you're at.